So we've been talking about organizational design. If you're hiring someone, if you're assigning a task, if you're retaining a consultant, then you need to be able to match the person with the task. We've started with level 1, the frontline workers, and built our way up through level 4, which is the general manager, who usually has profit and loss accountability, but isn't necessarily spending their time working on the balance sheet, driving the long-term value of the organization. So what is work like at level 5? At level 5, for the first time, we are looking not just at what we're doing inside the organization or things that the organization is doing, but we're looking at the organization as a unified whole system that's operating in an unbounded environment. Our work is now not just on processes, procedures, benchmarks, data, but we work on abstractions. The world of work at level 5 and above is concepts like brand, talent pool, market positioning, international strategy, corporate culture. And this is not just things that we talk about, but they become the objects of direct, intentional, and controlled work. There's less control, the work is less linear, you spend a lot more of your time just exploring big ideas, big drivers of success, the second and third order consequences of any action that you might take, and your planning horizon goes way out. At level 4 and below, it tends to be less than 5 years, whereas above level 5, at a minimum, you are looking at questions that are going to play out over 5 or 10 years. Your responsibility now at level 5 is the balance sheet. It's increasing the long-term value of the organization. And a lot of your work is also in relationships. Relationships matter at any level in an organization, at any work that humans do, because we are human. But above level 5, a lot of the work is building the relationships around the entire world or through the entire space of endeavor, because you're steering an entire company in an entire space. You aren't just building what is inside the company. So what does this mean for you and for your company? Well, regardless of what level you are, I want you to be able to recognize the people, the tasks, the type of problems that need to be handled, need to be placed at level 5 and above. Not every organization needs a level 5. There are some companies that are smaller or have a simpler economic model, and it's very appropriate for them to merely have a general manager or a founder who operates at level 4. But at critical junctures, at critical points in the life of the company, even a small company with a relatively simple economic model, it's critical to have access to people who can think at the higher levels. It's critical to be able to identify and hire the expertise that you need. So if you're scaling, if you're responding to a market shift, if you're rebranding every 10 years or so, or you are contemplating an exit and you want to drive up the value of your company over the next 10 years before you're planning to retire, if you are hiring in a president who needs to be at level 5 or above, if you feel like you've outgrown what you can do within this company and you're bringing someone on, there are all these different points in the life of the company where you need someone who can function in the conceptual abstract world. So I want you to be able to recognize that. That's something that I try to do in my consulting, is provide, when it is needed, the higher level of analysis and understanding, and also to steer clients toward the people who have specific expertise but who are operating at the higher levels at the points in the life of the company when they need it.